Good afternoon, everyone. Can you believe it is actually Nvidia earnings day again? This is obviously the event of the season, so we wanted to come together again. And I don't know if celebrate is the right word, but get on board with Nvidia. I'm going to go through all the numbers you need to know, the expectations, estimates, the wins, the losses, and what might happen with the stock after hours. So, yes, Nvidia earnings time. I'm just letting everybody fill up. We already have a couple hundred people watching. Let's go through all the fun legal stuff. Let's get this out of the way. Say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Just curious. And we're going to talk about, obviously, we want to know what everybody thinks about Nvidia earnings. Now, important, this event is for entertainment purposes only. I'm long Nvidia stock, so I'm definitely biased. I want it to go up, and all the images in this presentation for fun were created by AI apps like ChatGPT and Grok because, we're doing AI. We're going to be talking AI, so why not use AI for all the stuff? So let me know in the chat where you are in from. We're up to almost 400 people now on Twitter. Last time we had like 2,000. So we hope we have a big old fun crowd. So again, let me know in the chat where you are watching from. And let us know if you're bullish or bearish on Nvidia going into earnings. Type 11 if you are bullish, type 22 if you are bearish. Little shout out to our friend J.R. Romero, who is sick in Idaho, and he's big on the 11 and the 22. So, D is saying short. Daniel's said from East Tennessee. We have Wilmington, Connecticut. We got bulls. Lots of bulls. We got Germany. We're up to almost 500 people. So awesome. Glad to see so many people coming out for, the earnings event of the season. So today's agenda. So we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie, Nvidia edition. We're going to go through all the numbers you need to know about Nvidia's earnings report. We're going to talk about what could make the stock go up, what could make it go down, and everything between. So hold on. I'm just dealing with some stuff over here. Okay. And of course, we're going to go over the numbers when they come out. And also we might have some surprise special guests later on. So absolutely stay tuned. Okay. So you guys know the schedule. So Nvidia reports at 4:20 p.m. Eastern time, which is 17 minutes from now, 4:20. So if you want to smoke up, do it now. You might need a little relaxation. And the conference call is at 5 p.m. And in terms of what is actually going to happen with the earnings report, Nvidia typically gives guidance for the next quarter. So we probably will get Q1 guidance in all likelihood. On the random chance they don't issue Q1 guidance because of uncertainty or whatever, it's done. The stock's probably going to die. But let's move on to all the fun stuff. Okay. And if you want to save 15% on your next purchase at t3live.com, use the promo code NVDA on t3live.com, and you can save 50% on your next purchase. So we're going to start off with two truths and a lie. So I'm going to make three statements. One of them is a lie. Type the number of the lie in the chat. Type the number of the lie in the chat. So which one is the lie? Type the number. Number one, Nvidia is down year to date. Number two, Nvidia has 0 analyst sell ratings. Number three, Nvidia was founded at a Pizza Hut. Type the number of the lie in the chat. If you dare, if you're brave enough, type the number of the lie in the chat. And it looks like we already have a winner. Our friend Daniel Torres has guessed it correctly. So, fun fact, Nvidia was founded in a Denny's. Yes, this is actually true. Nvidia was actually founded in a Denny's, and you can see right there on nvidia.com. And we are up to 750 live viewers. Glad to see it. Most of them on Twitter. So again, let us know in the chat where you are from. So first, we all know Nvidia was a monster stock in 2023 and 2024. 2025, it's fallen off a little bit. Now, why was it up so much? First big story was gaming chips. So people who play video games on their computers, they also had a server business, but it was primarily chips for computers. And then they dominated AI because there's companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Meta, Google spending billions, and of course Tesla spending billions and billions of dollars on NVIDIA AI chips. And so for now, there's no real competition. Now, the rally was stopped by DeepSeek, which was an AI model that was allegedly trained for just $5 million. Now, everybody knows that that's BS. There's no way they trained it for $5 million, but this is like the weird psychology now, because it has a lot of people thinking, if you're like a big company like Meta or Microsoft or Google or whoever, they might start thinking, maybe we can spend less money training our AI models, because maybe DeepSeek is lying about 5 million, but maybe a company like Meta or Google or whatever doesn't need to spend as much as they are now. But on the flip side of that, there is also kind of this arms race where nobody wants to be left behind. So they're just throwing money at AI every chance they get. So that is the push-pull, and that is why there is so much confusion about this stock right now. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so the quarterly revenues, you could see they absolutely skyrocketed. Incidentally, Nvidia's revenues, they sort of bottomed exactly when ChatGPT launched, which I think is funny. And then you could see things just skyrocketed. They're up like 700% in the last couple of years. And now, as far as valuation goes, the stock is sort of smack right in the middle of where it was. I mean, a lot of people are almost acting like it's a value stock, but reality is it's not inexpensive. And also, we have a $3 trillion market cap, which we will talk about later on. And, it's not overbought. The RSI, it's like right in the middle, nothing particularly exciting. So the stock is absolutely, again, I keep saying it over and over, I'm going to repeat myself, it's smack right in the middle. And don't forget to let us know in the chat what you think of the stock. Are you bullish on Nvidia? Are you bearish on Nvidia? Type 11 if you are bullish. Type 22 if you are bearish. I will put that little... Yeah, again, are you bullish on Nvidia going to earnings? Type 11 if you are bullish. Type 22 if you are bearish. Okay, so now let's talk about this winning streak the stock has been on. So they beat revenue estimates for 20 straight quarters. They beat earnings estimates for 18 of 20 quarters. But can anybody guess what the problem is here? The problem with a company that beats revenue estimates 20 straight quarters. Now, we do have some bulls. We have Soria, Lynn, Briscoe, Big Ups, Jim, Esti. We got some bears, Abdi, How Things Work, Tom Fenn. Yeah, so there is a mix. But the problem with the stock, when you beat revenue estimates 20 times in a row, when you're crushing earnings estimates every single quarter, the issue comes in nobody is surprised anymore. So if Nvidia beats earnings estimates, there's literally no surprise because everybody expects it. And you could see estimates have gone through the roof. Earnings estimates have basically tripled or more in the last couple of years. So yeah, T. Kalanya saying price to perfection. Big Ops, Little Cash saying estimates too high for reality match. Now, I disagree with you because the estimates may be accurate, but there's no real huge positive surprise. And we will talk about this more as we get towards the report. Now, it is 4:08 p.m. Eastern time, so we are about 11 minutes until the report. Now, analysts are super, super bullish. We have 57 buys, 4 holds, and 0 sells. So that means out of 61 analysts, not a single one is saying sell. Average price target is $171. So this is one of the stocks that is definitely absolutely loved. I mean, think about it. Not one person in the universe is saying AI may have peaked. That's actually a concern I have, but not a single analyst thinks AI is overdone or that it has peaked. Okay, moving on. So the T3 Live audience is bullish. So we sent out an email today saying, do you think the stock is going to be up or down tomorrow? Got a little typo to fix there. Please forgive me. Okay, yeah. So 64% of people we surveyed, 36% say it will be down. Okay, How Things Work is asking a question. Is JR coming to Mike? I don't think so because JR is sick today. So I don't think he is going to be with us. Dave W is saying snow beat and is flying. Congratulations to anybody who is in snow. Apparently it is flying. Okay, now just semiconductors overall. You could see last year there was this crazy boom in the semiconductor stocks, and then it came on back down. And now if you look back 12 months, the semis are actually lagging. they are no longer leading. Okay. And again, the earnings beats are not what it used to be. See, when this company was really out of control, we were getting double digit earnings beats, the biggest being this 29.4% one. Last time they beat by 8.6%, but the stock did nothing, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. Now, if you're beating by 10% and the stock does nothing, that's not good in any way. Revenue beats, the same story. Those beats, they are starting to get on the smaller side. Last time they beat by 6%, the stock did nothing. Now, these are the one-day stock price reactions. So this is what the stock does the day after earnings, and they're kind of all over the place. It kind of looks like Nvidia either goes up a lot or it does nothing. So it's actually fairly tricky to time. And if you remember last quarter, Nvidia rallied very hard initially in the morning and then it just dumped. So it's fairly unpredictable. So it's really, really hard to get an edge. Okay, now these are the estimates overview for this quarter. Analysts are looking for 85 cents in EPS on $38.2 billion in revenue. They're looking for 42 billion next quarter. And for the full year, 195 billion and 443 in EPS. Now, as far as guidance goes, so Nvidia will in all likelihood give Q1 guidance. And perhaps the biggest thing we need to see today is they need to be guiding for, I would guess, at least 44 to 45 billion for Q1 to keep the party going, because that will help keep those estimates rising as much as possible. Like if they guide in line for next quarter, I think that's going to beat up the stock a lot. And remember, I'm actually long the stock, so I want it to go up. So even I'm saying I think expectations are fairly high, and that guidance needs to be absolutely enormous to keep the stock going. And obviously, if you disagree, feel free to post in the comments. You cannot hurt my feelings. You cannot offend me. Okay, now as far as what the market is pricing in, it's about an $11.50 move up or down. That's what the options market is pricing in. So this is about 8.8%. That's pretty much in line with what the stock does on average historically. Now, so Nvidia closed at 131. So market is sort of pricing in that it's going to be between 120 and 143 tomorrow. So that means like if you buy a straddle and the stock goes outside of that range, then the straddle goes in the money and is profitable. So the big question, since we all assume Nvidia will beat and guide up, will it be enough? That is the big question. There is no easy answer. Now, again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Are you actually bullish on Nvidia going into earnings? Again, this is what makes it fun, the interaction, hearing what people think. Type 11 if you are bullish, type 22 if you are bearish. And of course, the 11 and 22 numbers are a tribute to my good friend JR, who is recovering from being sick. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about what could make the stock rally. Of course, Perry is bullish. Phil is bullish. How things work is on the sidelines. Don't think there's anything wrong with staying on the sidelines. And we are up to 1,130 people watching live. Jeff is predicting muted reaction. Phil is saying going to put in some stink bids. Jason Nelp says 22. He says, I think we see 118 tomorrow. Phil is saying would like to dip to 121st. Sorry is saying guidance is key. Alan L says, what if you are bullish but have a protective put? Alan, I would ask you, if you are bullish, why do you have a protective put? Because puts are expensive, especially into earnings. So how bullish can you be if you have a protective put? Just putting it out there. Okay, and state of game is telling us 11. Okay, so okay, just 1 second. My computer monitor literally just died. So big question. Was this peak AI euphoria? So this is from September. So Larry Ellison and Elon Musk saying that they are begging for more NVIDIA GPUs. Now, does it get any better than that? Can demand for anything be better than two of the biggest and most powerful men in the world begging for GPUs. Does it get any better than that? Like, what can actually get better for Nvidia after that? Now, one piece of news we saw this week, TD Cowen said Microsoft is canceling data center leases. Microsoft denied this. So that's a thought that's in the back of people's heads. Interesting comment from here. Perry Williams says, Nvidia proved more GPUs do better work. Now, who here, do you guys out there actually use AI? Like, let me know in the chat what you use. Do you use ChatGPT? Do you use Grok? So Perry, interesting you made this comment because I use ChatGPT a lot, but I'm starting to put it away and using Grok more because I feel like Grok writes better and it's way, way faster than ChatGPT. So very interesting comment there. Okay. Now, what the bears want. Okay. Yeah. Perry is telling us Perry uses Grok. Yeah. Grok used to be awful, but it's gotten way better. State of game saying I use 5 of them. Okay. Now this is, I'm going to try to zip through these because the report hits in under 4 minutes. So the bears want the company to meet demand for Blackwell because cyclical stocks do best when demand outstrips supply. It's very important for Jensen Huang to say, we can't make Blackwell chips fast enough. If he doesn't say that, there's a problem. Also, if there's a bad answer to the DeepSeek question, that would be an absolute disaster because then everybody's going to start thinking, oh, Microsoft, Google, Meta, blah, 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 blah. We'll spend less money on AI chips from Nvidia. Now, in terms of risks down the road, customers like Microsoft and Google stop buying Nvidia chips because they're making their own, or they simply slow down spending. Number 2 is AI startups start flopping and they cut spending on Nvidia chips. I don't know about you guys, but most AI apps are awful. They're 100% pure garbage. Most of them are going to disappear. So companies in other industries have to make up the slack. And also, to the bottom line, Nvidia, we have a $3 trillion market cap, and a lot of people have this idea in the back of their head that the best is over. So like I said, I'm long stock, so I am 100% biased. And I'm still nervous. Now, I will admit I'm talking out of both sides of the mouth because now I can take credit for everything. Because if the stock goes up, I can say, oh, I own Nvidia. And if it goes down, I can say I was nervous. So I can play out of both sides of my mouth just like anybody else. So let me know, are you bullish or bearish on Nvidia going into earnings? One more call. Type 11 if you are bullish. Type 22 if you are bearish. Now, the report's coming out in about 2 minutes. You can go to t3live.com and enter the promo code NVIDIA, and you can save 15%. So I am going to pull up real-time NVIDIA chart. Just bear with me for 1 second. So NVIDIA will be hitting soon. So who's excited? Who's nervous? Yeah, we have a lot of bulls. We have a lot of 11s, a lot of bulls. State of game is telling us super nervously bullish. Daniel is bullish. So yeah, let me know in the chat what you think. Are you afraid? Do you have any fear about Nvidia earnings? Reports will be out within minutes, within seconds. And just a warning, be careful that some people actually post fake numbers on Twitter before the report actually hits. So be careful out there. Yes, big ups. Little Cash is saying, always, it's wild. It's Nvidia. Jim's making faces. Our friend Christina, we see her all the time, has the rocket up. And it's 4:19 p.m. We should be getting Nvidia numbers in just 1 second. It is 4:20 p.m. So we should have Nvidia's report should be out right now. Christina, we appreciate you too. Okay, first look. EPS of 89 cents. So we have a 4.7% EPS beat, a 3% revenue beat. I will be very curious to see how the stock reacts. So far, it is up about $3 after hours. I don't know. I don't know if this qualifies as blowout, but I'm not going to argue with the stock being up. Now let's look for guidance. I don't think it's a blowout. I definitely don't think it's a blowout. I am waiting for the guidance. Okay. What are you guys doing? Anybody buying it or selling it? Anybody trading it? How are you guys doing out there? Okay, so guidance is about 43 billion. So slight beat on the guidance. Now, I am not professing to be a genius. So Nvidia is flat right now after hours. So there's nothing exciting going on here. It's basically flat. Now here it's dipping. Okay, down $4.40. I think the stock might have a hard time rallying from here. And again, I own the stock, so I want it to go up. But yep, now it's down 5. Scott Redler will be happy. My good friend Scott Redler, he was buying put options today. He might need a little bit more of a dip to make some money, but yeah. Phil Danner saying IV crush play so far. Very true. Whenever you see these types of stocks reporting earnings, you get destroyed on the implied volatility. Because IV always dies right after earnings. Big Ops is saying all over the road. Now, are you guys surprised? Yeah. Jeff Foster saying it's not down. Yeah, it came right back. It's flat. So at least the first reaction is the options people will be upset because the stock is just not doing anything. All right, let me pull up a real-time chart for you guys. Just bear with me. Okay, I'm going to pull up a real-time chart. Okay, so right here we have Nvidia after hours. So yeah, so it's literally doing nothing. It's literally doing nothing. Now, if you gave me now this is what the tricky thing about earnings is, and let me know if you disagree. If you had given me these numbers beforehand, I would have guessed that the stock would be at like 120 or 115. Because to me, beating the guidance being about 2% above estimates is not particularly impressive. But the market disagrees, so my opinion does not matter. Yep, Jeff said, I said muted. Very true. So I'm curious about like any of you guys out there. Yeah, Perry said Jensen hasn't spoken yet. So Perry, I'll ask you. So do you think he's going to come out and say something amazing and get everybody all bulled up? I think everybody should let me know in the comments. Do you think the conference call is going to be some big magical event that's really going to get the stock going? Let me know in the chat. I mean, I don't have a hard opinion. All right. Surya is saying we will see below 120 tomorrow. Perry saying yes. Jeff Foster saying very true. He will pitch big, of course. Okay. Yeah. So I agree. He will pitch big, but will people believe him? That's the big question. Will people believe him? Now, also, let me call out everybody on Twitter here because all of our comments are coming from YouTube. And I don't know what it is with people on Twitter just do not comment that much. But we have way more people on Twitter and they are not giving many comments. So people on Twitter, let your voice be heard. You're awfully quiet, but our YouTube crowd is lively as always. Yep, Christina's saying it's not over till it's over. Yeah, we do the conference again. The conference call is at 4:30 p.m. 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time in 35 minutes. And let me remind everybody. So let me switch my screen sharing. If you want, you can save 15% on your next purchase at t3live.com. Go to any page, enter the promo code NVDA at checkout, NVDA at checkout. You can save 15% on your next purchase. Yes, of course. Sergey is saying anticlimax. Totally agree. This does feel anticlimactic, at least for now. I do think our good friend Jensen is going to have to pull something out of his butt on the conference call to get the stock going. Otherwise, I think it's at 120 or even worse tomorrow. Zach is saying expect red tomorrow. I agree. And again, I am long the stock and I expect red tomorrow. So what do you guys do? So who thinks it's going to be up tomorrow? Like, does anybody think the stock will actually be up tomorrow? Wei Wang is saying Jensen has been so quiet since CES 2025 and post DeepSeek. So I'm curious, any of you guys out there actually used DeepSeek? Like, does anybody use it? Like, I've used a lot of AI apps. I've never used DeepSeek. I'm just curious if anybody's ever used it. Primer is saying no. Let me know if you've ever used DeepSeek. Yeah, so this is, I will say, part of me is disappointed because with the stock basically doing nothing, because we all want to see fireworks. The Primer saying might test the 200 EMA. Yeah, this is a little anticlimactic. All right, Wei Wang is saying tested it, but not enough for me to switch what I am using. So yeah, do have a bit of an anticlimax. Yeah, Jeff Foster says Perplexity uses DeepSeek. I love their search engine. I've used Perplexity. I did not know it uses DeepSeek. Right, Todd Isaac is saying I didn't run up to earnings. That's why I think it will be up to flat. So Todd, let me ask you, the stock was up like 300% the last couple of years. Does that matter? Perry says Jensen will remind all Nvidia wins with or without DeepSeek. But will people believe him? That, because I mean, I think the whole DeepSeek issue is, yeah, sorry, you said last quarter's earnings were much better, but couldn't save it. This time it's So, so the real issue with DeepSeek is Jensen Huang's job is to come out and be optimistic no matter what. He's not going to say DeepSeek is a threat to our business because he's like legally not allowed to do that. His job is to advocate for Nvidia stock. It's his fiduciary duty. He was supposed to make the stock go up. So he's going to throw water on DeepSeek no matter what. Now, it would be awesome if he could say something like, we estimate DeepSeek actually spent $10 billion or $20 billion because nobody really knows. It's a Chinese company, so it's completely a mystery. The real issue with DeepSeek is that are there managers at Meta, at Google, Apple, Amazon, et cetera, that will go to their people and say, find a way to spend less on AI. Because when you think about a lot of these companies might be spending $1, $2, $5, $10 billion a year on Nvidia chips. If they can get the same result, why wouldn't these companies want to spend less? Remember, it doesn't, the flip side of that is companies feel pressured to spend more and more money. Okay. Phil Danner says he will not do that. Of course he won't say we sold them chips illegally. That's obvious. But it's actually bullish. If DeepSeek is actually spending tons of money on Nvidia chips on the black market, that's huge. That's absolutely huge because it's proof that you need Nvidia chips to get anything done. So it would, so to me, it would actually be amazing if Jensen Huang said, DeepSeek, we are not selling to them. They are buying them on third parties, the black market, whatever. We are trying to stop them, but they are buying tons of them and we can't stop them. That would actually be hugely bullish because listen, whether the Nvidia chips are procured through like the normal channels or the black market, it's still money going into Nvidia's coffers because it's all about supply demand. All right, Big Ops Little Cash said the current spend is just a fraction of the intended spend, so seems bullish to me once the smoke clears. Christina says Nvidia not going anywhere. Yeah, isn't this boring? Like, are you guys disappointed with this live stream? Was this all a waste of time because the stock is doing nothing? Like, you can be totally honest in the chat. It's almost comical that, so right here, do everybody see where my cursor is on the screen? This is the 419 bar. So this was at 4:19 p.m. Eastern time, 1 minute before the report. Nvidia was at $131.73, and now it's at 131. So it's moved 73 cents. 73 cents. Yes, Rich is saying very limp. We should call Hims or Pfizer to get some Viagra into this situation because it is absolutely one of the biggest bore fest I've ever seen. Primer saying, not disappointed of you, Michael. I appreciate that. But yeah, but isn't this like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's just hilarious how little the stock has moved. Yeah, Rich is saying, feed it some hymns. Wei Wang saying it's been 130 to 131 for days. Okay, folks, so I am going to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody coming out to hang out this afternoon. Again, the conference call is at 5 p.m. Eastern time, so it happens in 28 minutes. Let me know, should I do this again? You know, we can do economic numbers, we could do more earnings reports. Yeah, Rich is saying, like Geraldo's open of the Capone vault. Yes, I wish. Yeah, Sorry is saying thank you. How Things Work is saying thank you. Yes, I'm going to be doing more videos. Big Ops, are you with JR? Are you in Momentum Express with JR? Yep, we're getting for sure. Yes. Yes, Christina's saying thank you. Thank you, Christina. We know Christina is a super fan. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining me today. This was definitely a lot of fun. And again, you can go to t3live.com, enter the code NVDA at checkout, and you will save 15% on your next purchase. And once again, I will express my disappointment with you people on Twitter because people on Twitter don't comment. Our comment section is dominated by YouTube. Rich is saying, next up, Fort Knox Gold viewing. If I can find a way to do a live stream from Fort Knox, I absolutely will. So guys, almost 1,500 people on. Thank you for joining me and enjoy the conference call. Hopefully we will get some fireworks tomorrow. What a mess.